The game source released the new fact about the Codex Space Marines for the 10th edition Leviathan, the 16th October 2024. Remember that I'll bring up only the new update, and if you're asked about the old facts, you can find in the description, because each time I bring only the updated part. So we can go to see about such a dating. And the first thing that we see is that there are some changes, little changes and little correction, because for example in the Forge in the button announcement, there is 200 6. It's simply specifying about how it works, so it's really quite intriguing anyway, but little one. Instead, we have some rules that sincerely I think that are not correct as they are made, because they make only evident the title. So for example, for the reinvented unorthodox strategy abilities, but it's been changed all the rule. So it should be all in red, not only the title one. Okay. So we had that change this ability to unorthodox strategist aura. Each time your opponent target a unit from their army with a stratagem, if that unit is within 12 inch of this model, increase the cost of that use of that stratagem by 1 command point. This is not cumulative with any other rules that would increase the command point cost of the stratagem. So quite strong as option, but at the same time limited, because that unit targeted has to be within 12 inch of this model. So you have to pay a bit of attention about this. They have about the lieutenant in river armor and lieutenant in foreborn armor, that it changed the second paragraph in you can attach this model to a unit it can lead, but it obviously because you can't attach it to a unit that you can't lead. Okay, sincerely it's a bit silly, but it's a sort of avoiding misunderstanding, I think. And then we had the Desolation Squad abilities targeter option that changed in an important way, because each time this unit remains stationary until the start of your movement phase, ranged weapon equipped by models in this unit have the Ignore Cover ability. Why I say that it's important? Because has been dismissed an important part related about the ignoring the penalty for the hit rolls making with indirect weapon. So this completely forgot, or better, refuse part of the original rules. So it's a great change about using the Desolation Squad. So it's really quite important. And then we can see about the fox that says, so here that can I use a captain rights of battle ability to target the captain unit if it is in the reserve or strategic reserves, and say yes. And this it's important point, because you have to remember that technically a unit that it's out of the battle because it's in the reserve strategies technically should not be able to influence in some way the battle or so on. Instead here it can, and because it can use the stratagem, it means that you can eventually use stratagems to arrive and so on, and change completely the way that you can approach. So it's something that you have to think about, because this it's much more intriguing than you can think at the first time. So we have another fact then: does an object marker that has been sabotaged by my army using a deadly price stratagem remain sabotaged if my opponent controls at the start or end of my turn? And say yes. However, while your opponent controls that objective marker, its ability to inflict mortal wounds is not active. And I think that it's obvious, because technically it has been your opponent, or better, yourself, that has put that sabotaging part, so the ability to inflict mortal wounds, that your opponent will be able to use too. It's not quite good. So I think that it's understandable, this one. And then we have the part about the Blaster. If destroyed by anything other than an attack, can that mod use it for the chapter ability? And say no. This it's quite problematic, because there is a note in the ability that allow you to use even the part related about the hazard. So if you die for other things that are not technically attacks, because it's an ability related to an attack. So really, how does it really work? Because this technically goes to say the opposite of that should be, because technically it's about a model being destroyed, not how it is destroyed. So this it's something that it's problematic, at least. So it's something that we have to think about. There are not any other changes, but I want you to remember that has been changed also about the point in the monitoring, because there have been quite a lot of changes here, really to think about going to see about them, because I don't want to talk about the changing point, because there are really quite a lot, and it's based on your approach to the rooster, how you create your list and so on. So go to see about them, because there could be a really great change or not. So what do you think about such fact? They were really useful. Do you find something that completely changed your way to play and so on? Because there's been quite important changes. So tell me. Anyway, from that mode, it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So I hope to see you again to the next time.